It's not cold calling. It's not begging people for business or leads. It's creating the awareness. It's the pride of ownership. This is your business. This is your baby.
Welcome to FranCoach's Franchising 101 podcast series. Here we talk about all things franchising. What is it all about? Is it for you? How do you find the best one to own? And so much more. Now your host, Tim Parmeter.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to FranCoach's Franchising 101 podcast series. I am Tim Parmeter, founder and CEO of FranCoach, and your podcast host. Today, we've got another topic we want to talk to you about. It's going to be just me and you today on this one, and we're going to talk about a little thing called being the face of the business. This is something that comes up all the time with pretty much everybody we work with as we are building out what their ideal franchise looks like and really a kind of a key component of becoming an owner. So today we're going to go over a little bit, what does that even mean to be the face of the business? What all does that entail? Why is it important? What does it not entail? All of those things. But before we dive into what it's like to be the face of the business, let's first tell you a little bit about who we are. FranCoach is a national search firm dedicated to working with individuals who are interested in owning a franchise. We are partnered with well over 500 of the top franchisors in the country, spanning nearly 60 industries. Our goal is to help clients find the absolute best franchise for them to own. And our goal of the Franchising 101 podcast series is to help educate people on all aspects of franchise ownership. So again, today, one of those tiny aspects of franchise ownership, face of the business. So what does that mean? Well, first of all, it is done by most every franchise owner in some capacity. There are a few times where owners are they're not good at it. They don't enjoy it, don't want to do it. And that's okay. If you're in that bucket, the things we talk about, I don't want you to feel like you cannot be an owner. It just means, again, it's one of those where you're going to do what you do best. You're going to hire for the rest. But most people, even early on, when they don't think that's something they can do, want to do, would be good at, end up doing at least a little bit more of it than they think. So first off, just think of it from a perspective of what it's not. Face of the business is not cold calling. It doesn't mean you have some business service that you provide for other businesses in the community. It does not mean you're going door to door saying, hey, do you want my stuff? Does not mean that you are, a residential cleaning franchise going door to door through neighborhoods and go, hey, is your house a mess? Can we come clean it? It is not that. It is also not begging for leads. So it's really, again, if you kind of get those two things out of your head right off the bat, and what we're looking at is being able to create awareness in the community for your business. So that can happen a lot of different ways. A key element, pretty common, is just think from a networking standpoint. It could be as simple as creating referral sources. So I'm going to use a simple example. Let's think of, and I use this example a lot because it was something that happened to me years ago as a consumer. Bought a house. The interior paint colors of the house wasn't a word interesting. So the whole thing needed to be repainted. Well, I clearly was not going to do that. So I went to my realtor and said, who do you got? And she immediately connected me with a local painting business. They came over, gave me a quote, fair price. They came over and did all of the work. They were fast. They were thorough. They did a great job. They even yelled at one of the other contractors in there doing some work because they were making a mess. They were fantastic. And I asked the owner of the painting company, look, what do you do for leads? And he said, my realtor by name, her name was Dina. He said, Dina, I get all of her business from Dina and her office. They were so good. Those referral sources were coming from there because of how good of a job they did. So he, as the owner, had found a connection from a real estate perspective, did a great job, and then and whether he really got all of it, but he got a ton of it from their office. That networking, creating those referral sources. Sometimes it's as simple as being a member of a local chamber of commerce or a BNI group. And again, those are not to go in there with other business owners to beg for business, to beg for lead. It is to connect with other business owners. Could you potentially be in there as a painting business and there is a realtor or another home service brand that you connect with, and hey, anybody needs some paint, right? I'm your guy. We can take care of them. Hey, actually, we have a client we're doing some painting work for, and they, oh my gosh, they have this issue. They need a plumber. Great. I'm sitting next to Pete, the plumber. I can refer those over. Hey, we're having a company luncheon next week, and I'm sitting next to the Subway owner. Hey, Sally Subway, can we can we cater with you? It's just making those connections with like-minded business owners. Probably a little bit of group therapy in there, because as an owner, you will find very quickly all of your friends and family members who have jobs are going to look at you like you have three heads. So finding some people that are also, again, that like-minded business owner. Could be something as simple as an industry group. So if you are maybe you're in a senior care business, well, guess what? You are going to connect with people in the medical industry, any doctors, surgical centers, everything along the way, to again create awareness for your business. Could be something. Another thing that comes up a lot is people have a certain cause or a passion area for them. You could also now use your business as a vehicle to promote that interest. It could be anything from Girl Scout cookies to something significantly more serious. It could be, I'm trying to, and just kind of give you some examples of franchises that have these type of partnerships. St. Jude's Children's Hospitals, the National Alzheimer's Fund, autism, anything like that. And again, it could be big, major national causes. It could be, a local animal shelter that you are raising awareness for. As you're doing that, and you're doing that because you enjoy that, that's a passion area, but now that's also shining the light on your business. The other thing we talk about with being the face of the business is, and then maybe this is the sports side of my brain, is we kind of equate it to school pride or your team pride. I guess if you never went to school or never had a team that you liked, that's a bad reference, but for most people, when we talk about, hey, where did you go to college? And again, all those years ago, me being a Harvard of the Midwest alum at Truman State University, I still have some purple and gray. I have some Truman State stuff. I'm a huge Chicago Cubs fan. Don't hold that against me, people, but I've got multiple Cubs shirts, hats, things in my office, whatever that might be. So instead of repping my pathetic Cubs, as a business owner, I might be wearing or should be wearing a t-shirt, a polo, a hat, a backpack, any of those things, even if it's just going for a sandwich. You'll be amazed at how many times it will start a conversation just because you are showing the pride of your business by wearing the logo. And if you don't think that's the case, whatever your team is, when you're wearing that, next time you're wearing that shirt, see if anybody makes a comment to you when you're out. We were just at the 4th of July at a resort. I had a Cubs t-shirt on, nowhere near Chicago, by the way. And I had 3 different people, right? Talk about the Cubs. One that was literally, we just talked about a game that ended like an hour before, and well, they suck and they lost, right? And so there's that mutual bond from that. You will get the same thing as a business owner doing that. Some owners, again, are absolutely love this, and they're constantly out promoting their business, their cause. They're in chambers, BNIs, whatever that might be. They're speaking at industry groups. Others maybe back that off a little bit, but at the very least, this is your baby. Wear it proudly wherever you go. The polo, the parka, the hat, the wrap vehicle, the backpack, whatever that might be. we literally get some new water bottles with the FranCoach logo. And seriously, my 8-year-old wants to take it in his lunchbox for school next year, right? So not that there's going to be a lot of third graders busting out like, wanting to be a franchise owner, but again, it's the pride of ownership. So that's the piece of it. When we talk about face of the business, people that haven't done that before tend to cringe almost a little bit. And that's okay. But you just have to understand, again, it's not cold calling. It's not begging people for business or leads. It's creating the awareness. It's the pride of ownership. This is your business. This is your baby. You want to be able to, again, promote it, be able to talk about it. Even if you're not the one initiating the conversation, you as an owner should be comfortable being able to say, somebody asks you, hey, what does XYZ company mean? I see that on your shirt. Be able to answer that in 20, 30 seconds, right? No different than if somebody said, hey, how old's the kid with you, right? Oh, he's blah, 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 right? Same thing. That's what we talk about when we mention face of the business. That's the importance of it. And typically what happens is as people get farther at the beginning, that seems really foreign. By the time they get towards the end of the process and have really identified that perfect franchise for them, it becomes, really almost second nature with that. That's face of the business. So as always in these, we want to take kind of a little micro topic and be able to share a little bit more about that. So as always, we hope our podcast, number one, I just hope you enjoy it. I hope it is able to enlighten anybody interested in franchise ownership to some of the amazing possibilities that are out there, some of the key elements to think about, a little peek at the process, all of those type of things, to maybe get you to the point where you want to chat. And again, there's never any fee for our service. So we're always available for that. How do you connect with us if you are interested and want to learn a little bit more? In your podcast window, hopefully there's a link to schedule a call, or at the very least, our websites. FranCoach.net is our main site. Franchising101podcast.net. It's franchising101podcast.net. That's obviously all about the franchise or about the podcast. But either of those sites, shoot us a note if there's something you want us to talk about on a future podcast episode, or if you'd like to schedule a call with us. That's where we are. If you haven't already, whether it's Anchor or Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcast, make sure you do follow us there. And again, lastly, if there's any interest, any curiosity, and wondering if this could be the path for you to have your own business, take control of your life, personally and professionally, then let's schedule a call. Take that first step today. Reach out to us to help create your better tomorrow. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Stay safe, and we hope to connect very soon.
Thanks for listening to FranCoach's Franchising 101 podcast, where our ultimate goal is to help educate you on all things franchising so you can create your better tomorrow.